Reject forms and seek your limits. This is the message I truly live by and fuck with, because that's exactly the summary of my training philosophy. Reject forms means to not identify yourself with any disciplines or any sport, not sticking a label to yourself. For example, I'm a calisthenics athlete.
Skip. But when does this game get fucking good?
I'm a powerlifter, I'm a weightlifter, whatever else. Because in order to truly uncover your potential and see what your body is capable of, you can't identify with any form. You must utilize many different sources of training in order to really grow and develop your body in every single way possible. Just think about it. Would any superheroes or anime characters like Goku or Batman, would they stick a label to themselves saying, oh, I'm a calisthenics athlete, oh, I only lift weights, or I only train martial arts, I only do sparring? No, they used many different sources. They trained with many different methods to get where they were. I also believe that every single man has its own limitations, is that he can either choose to ignore or he can choose to reach them and see where they are. It's just that most people only choose one training method, like powerlifting maybe, and they stick to that one method for the rest of their fucking lives. And they never see what their body is capable of, because it will never reach its full potential by only training with one method. Obviously, you could say that if someone has genetic predispositions for certain sports, then absolutely go for it. Like, if you actually have the chance to become the top one athlete in certain sport, then it is absolutely worth it to sacrifice the time necessary and only stick to that one sport. However, most of us, let's be honest, there's no fucking way we are becoming top 1% in some sport. Like, sometimes miracles happen and the people who are not really predisposed get to a really high position in certain sports, but that's really rare, and honestly I wouldn't count for it. I wouldn't hope that exactly would happen to you. What I believe in is becoming an absolute human being. Just developing yourself in every way possible, utilizing multiple different training methods from different disciplines, different sports, in order to really grow and develop your body in that multi-dimensional way. I'm reading this book right now, Be Water, My Friend. It's by Shannon Lee, Bruce Lee's daughter, who wrote that book. It's basically about Bruce's philosophy on training and on life. And his philosophy is really accurately encapsulating what I'm trying to tell you in that video. Obviously, he compares everything to water, and it is really fucking great comparison. Because if you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. It reaches the limitations in which it were put. You know, like you have a cup and the water basically surrounds every single bit inside that cup. It fills every bit inside that cup. It reaches its borders and basically fills the whole space. It reaches its limits. It's not possible for the water to grow more. And people who just stick to one single discipline, sport discipline, they act like a solid fucking block. Like, if you were to put a square cube inside a cup, it would fill a lot of space, but it wouldn't reach the barriers. It wouldn't reach the limitations, and thus it wouldn't really reach full potential of the cup. You know, so for example, calisthenics athletes, if someone identifies with being a calisthenics athlete, it's like they are a fucking square who is put into a cup. They will never reach its full potential, what they are capable of. But if you decide to train in multiple different manners, take everything that is useful for your training and for the development of your body, then you're becoming water. You fill up every single gap in that cup. You fill up every weaknesses. You destroy weak links. And you basically are able to fill up that whole cup and reach your potential someday. I say someday because it is practically impossible to reach your full genetic limitations. Just look at some powerlifters, like they are training for 2 years of training just to add 3 or 5 kgs to their bench press. So it just shows that you can never fully reach your limits, and I think it's beautiful because there is no real destination. You can grow infinitely and you can become better how long you want, basically your whole life. So let's come back to the water analogy. In the beginning I said that you need to reject every form, and basically water is formless. Let's say there is like a stream of water and you put a huge fucking rock inside that stream. You put an obstacle there. So what will water do? It will not try to break that obstacle, it will just flow around that. And if you really like build a dam that will be not possible to go around, the water will just keep flowing. Slowly, consistently, over days, maybe weeks or even years, it will build up until there is such a high level of water that it will just flow over it. Like we can learn so many amazing things just from fucking water. Like how crazy is that? And it really makes me sad that so many people, like 99% easily of people, don't have a fucking idea what their own body is capable of. Like it's crazy. I'm still getting shocked sometimes when I see what human body can do.
So I Googled the top 10 hardest races in the world. And what comes up is a Badwater 135. It's a 135-mile race through Death Valley in the summertime. This last 30 miles of this race is when I realized a human being is not so human anymore.
It gives me just so much joy, passion and fulfillment just testing these borders for myself, seeing what can I do, where are my limits. Bruce Lee also has a great quote, let me read it because I can't remember it. Absorb what is useful, discard what is not, add what is uniquely your own. Like I literally got shivers when I said that. That quote perfectly encapsulates what I'm trying to tell you. Because if you take the best parts of every training methodology, basically you create your very own specific and unique way of training that can really develop your body and mind in the best way possible and the way that you want to develop your body and mind. You're not locked with fucking chains to one single type of training. You can do whatever you want. You can take, for example, rotator cuff exercises from arm wrestling. You can take like ankle exercises from basketball, how they condition players. You can take forearm and finger exercises from rock climbing. You can build like a fucking anime character with your own body. You can take the best parts from each discipline and you can build like your own character. Kind of like in a video game, you choose where you put your strength at, what you want to be good at. For example, I don't really like long distance running. Like I think it's great and it has its place, but right now I'm really focused on developing that powerful and explosive movement and basically building as much fast twitch muscle fibers as I can. So maybe in the future someday I will do more long distance running, but right now I'm just focused on a different thing. However, last year I ran 2 marathons, one of which was actually an ultra marathon. It's cool because it was like 47 kilometers, so only 5 kilometers more than a normal marathon, but I can already call that ultra marathon. And how cool does that sound? Shit, my camera overheated. So I ran 2 marathons last year. One was in the mountains and it was actually an ultra marathon, and the second one was an OCR race. It was also the distance of a marathon, and it was also actually in the mountains, and it had a lot of obstacles in the way. It took me 11 fucking hours to to reach the end point. And why I did that? I said I don't like long distance running. It doesn't really contribute to building explosive and powerful strength and fitness, but I really love the benefit of mental toughness that you get from just pushing through that pain of running for 7 or 11 hours as I did. Like that brought a lot of discipline to my life, a lot of enjoyment, satisfaction, and yeah, that is why I did it. I also didn't really train for these marathons. Like I did some running for maybe 2 weeks before and that was it. So yeah, this is how I see training, physical training, just developing your body in every way possible that you want. You may fuck with what I say or not, like it's completely fine, this channel is not for everyone. But if you do get like a feeling, damn, this guy really understands me, then consider staying longer on this channel, because there will be a lot more videos coming in the future. And yeah, that's all for today. Remember, reject forms and seek your limitations. Peace.